Greetings to the internet. I'm Lauren Elizabeth, and I know I've been so bad at uploading videos lately. Oh wait, I'm supposed to say something funny there. See, I don't even remember how I do this. Beep. I know I've been so bad filming videos lately, but it's because I just, did my MLB series with Awesomeness TV. That's gonna be up soon, and it turned out fantastic. I'm like a hardcore Dodgers fan now. It was honestly like the coolest week and a half of my life. And then I also am working on my other show with Awesomeness called How Smart is Lauren Elizabeth. That is exhausting. And then what else have I been doing? I don't even know, but I do post on my app every single day, and Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and other Insta stories. Like, how many more things do I have to keep up with, people? I'm only one little person. So today I tweeted saying, do you guys want me to do a video talking about my health journey and my new healthy lifestyle? And obviously my healthy lifestyle isn't like new. It's been basically that new. It's been basically like a significant change in the past year and a half, ever since I started working with a personal trainer and caring more about what I put in my body. Honestly, my health journey actually starts to as early as 7 years old, and I've never really made a video about this before. I've never really talked about it before. I've mentioned it here and there, but I have been dealing with health problems since I was 7 years old. I've been literally made fun of my entire life because of my health problems. When you have stuff wrong with you and there's not a name for it or a label, our society, that is Stella, our society is obsessed with labeling things. Think about it in terms of even a relationship. Like, if someone's not your boyfriend, you don't label them as your boyfriend. You get like all like insecure and you hate it, and you like I've ruined relationships before because I've wanted to label something so bad. We are just obsessed with labels. So I have never had a label for anything that's wrong with me. You're probably like, oh my God, Lauren, what's wrong with you? Well, I'll explain. Since I was 7 years old, I have struggled with chronic pain. I was too young to be diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. Started in my knees. I have like vivid memories of laying on my first couch with my biological father, like massaging my knees because I was in so much pain. I would always be curled up in like a fetal position. It got even worse when I got to high school because I was a competitive cheerleader, which is like really, really bad for your body. There were days where I couldn't go to school because I was curled up in a ball in so much pain. It spread from my knees to my ankles, to the tops of my feet, to the tops of my hands, to my back, to my hips, everywhere. It got really, really bad. And then as I got older, it even turned into this thing where not only would I have these flare-ups that I learned how to make them go away with Advil and putting my body in like the weirdest positions ever. Then on top of that, it started also affecting me where everything was sore to touch. So it felt like I had bruises all over my body, but there was never any discoloration. So I was always very inflamed and very tender. And then on top of that, in high school, doctors were constantly trying to diagnose me with an autoimmune disease. I had very, very low white blood cell count, which are the blood cells that fight off disease and make your immune system strong. I had almost to the level that cancer patients had. So I was very, very frail. I was very, very underweight. Chronic fatigue, chronic sinus infections, chronic pain, all these chronic things that didn't have any other names besides chronic, fill in the blank of how you're feeling. I was constantly sick, constantly missing school, constantly in pain. I look back and I realize now that I did have a lot of stomach pain, and just since I was never throwing up, because I'm just someone who I don't throw up like ever. I've thrown up like 3 times my entire life. But since I was never throwing up, and, maybe sometimes going number 2, TMI, I never thought I was allergic to anything. I never thought there was anything wrong with my stomach. Besides that, I would get like excruciating pain in my stomach sometimes, which should have been like a red flag, but there was just always so many things wrong with me. I was constantly missing school and constantly sick. I lost my voice at least once a month. If you've met me in person, you know for a fact that I never have a voice. I'm always coughing, like I have a cough right now. So I've always been sick. My immune system doesn't function like more normal people's. I'm constantly drained way faster than normal people. And a lot of people don't realize that my lifestyle and my job actually requires like a crazy, amazing immune system, which I don't have. From missing classes in high school to barely graduating because of all these illnesses and problems and all that. And then, I went off to college. I struggled with all my mental health issues. And once I got out to LA, like my mental health was doing so much better that like the sicknesses and stuff were easier to kind of keep up with. I've gotten 2 sinus surgeries because chronic sinus problems run in my family. My mom's had like 4. I've had 2. The past one that I've got, I feel a lot better, even though my immune system is just so weak. So now I live in Los Angeles. I've been here for 3 years now. And obviously the lifestyle and nutrition and all that stuff is such a big thing here. I feel like I've been lucky enough to kind of put myself in an environment where health is really like a big priority. Whereas growing up, it was a priority, but it wasn't wasn't like this, you know, lifestyle like whole thing. So where am I going with this? So basically I've been struggling with these things since I was 7 years old. They've only gotten worse. I've only been made fun of because like I still get made fun of to this day, even though I know a lot of the things that are wrong with me, which I'll get into. The people that made fun of me when I was growing up and in high school and college still make fun of me because, you know, I got misdiagnosed with Lyme's disease. I was on medication for Lyme's disease. That I went to like the Mayo Clinic, which is like the best place to get treated, and doctors could never figure out what's wrong with me. They would try to diagnose me with fibromyalgia, Lyme's disease, chronic fatigue, chronic sinus infections. So I got the sinus surgeries and those really helped. But then I was, you know, still getting sick and like still going on antibiotics and steroids, which are so bad for you. And, you know, I've got to the point where I've like flushed medication down the toilet and like have just stopped going to doctors because it's so frustrating when you know there's something wrong and that this isn't right and this isn't normal or healthy, and there's these people looking at you with medical degrees and they're just like, nothing's wrong with you, and you just feel stupid. And then you have, you know, people in your life who you care about basically making fun of you and saying that you're an idiot and there's nothing wrong with you and you're a pussy, you're a baby, and it's the most awful way to live ever. Luckily, I'm someone who's very independent and has a very good head on my shoulders and, you know, always puts myself first. And you know, I live by myself out in Los Angeles. I'm self-employed except for when I'm on projects. You know, I have like a producer that's making me show up to set, but like I work for over 14 hours a day in physical and mentally draining conditions, and I travel multiple times a month. I have like 5 full-time jobs technically. So me not having health that's up to par is just not acceptable. And you know, it was easy to get away with it when I was in high school because I could call in sick or I could go in late, and all I had to do is have detentions or talk to my teachers. There was a year where I wasn't taking finals because the teachers were like, well, you were never here to learn anything, so we feel bad giving you these tests. And like, that just doesn't happen in the real world. I mean, I stopped playing the victim, you know, once I turned 18, and I really like grabbed a hold of my life, but with all my mental stuff. But like this physical stuff, I'm just not in control of it. Like, as much as I don't want my body to chronically hurt, like as happy as I can be one day, like I still might be in pain. So it got to the point where I was traveling. I shot a movie, then I went to Coachella, and I got in so much trouble because I couldn't go to any auditions for a week and couldn't shoot something for another producer and all this stuff. I couldn't do anything because I physically couldn't get out of bed. I had absolutely no voice. My vocal cords were not functioning, and I had a sinus infection. After the second sinus surgery months later, I was out of commission. I mean, I was letting so many people down. I mean, I don't enjoy, you know, laying in bed. And so finally I got myself up and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to the doctor and I'm gonna get medicine. I know how to talk to doctors now. I've been in doctor's offices more than I've been to like parties in my life. You know, I know what to go in. I give my whole spiel. I give them my symptoms. I tell them which medicine I want, and they honestly just wanna write something and get me to walk away. I went to this clinic and they were like, no, there's nothing we can do for you. And I gave them my symptoms. I was like, well, I'm sick and like I just don't feel good and I just need a prescription. There's like, no, you need a primary care doctor. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't have a primary care doctor out here. And so I went to this other place where, this is Los Angeles, so there's all these alternative medicines here. And I went to this place where they did IV therapy. And I went in and I was exhausted. I could barely talk. I had like barely any voice and I was just so annoyed. And I was like, I just need an IV. Like, I feel like shit. I have to be on a plane tomorrow. Like, can you just inject something into my body? Like, I'm so over it. And the woman there was like, yes, I can do that. However, do you know that we do other blood testing? And I was like, yeah, like I've got misdiagnosed with Lyme's disease, everything's wrong with me, but there's nothing wrong with me, blah, blah, blah. Gave her my whole spiel, and she was like, these are the exact type of people we deal with, and we actually really help them get better. And she explained to me what they do, and they do all these different blood tests and, you know, stool tests, which is poop. So I made an appointment and I like had this like moment of clarity where I was just like, oh my God, is this it? Like, am I finally figuring out what's wrong with me? And so I went back to the doctor, and it is a real doctor. They just, you know, treat you a different way as opposed to normal doctors. And how he explained it to me is that usually doctors want to draw your blood and just diagnose you with the disease. And instead of doing that, he draws the blood and looks for all the things that are just slightly off, and then tries to fix them from like working inside out and like just changing your lifestyle and your nutrition, etc. And so I did a food sensitivity test, I did a regular blood test, and then I did a stool test. What I got back is that I am allergic to dairy, all milk, all cheese. I'm allergic to eggs, both the yolk and the white. I'm allergic to sugar cane. I'm allergic to blueberries, and I'm allergic to cranberries. And then what I got back from another test is that your stomach is full of bacteria, and you want, like, if this is the, you know, the bar graph or whatever, you want all the way up here of healthy bacteria, and you want all the way down here of bad bacteria. And mine was completely opposite. So there was so much bad bacteria in my stomach. He basically described it that I had strep throat in my stomach like 24/7. Finding all this information out was just such a great starting point to start to like change parts of my lifestyle to see what could get better. And he had treated people before with very similar problems to me, and just the food sensitivity test alone changed their life like 0 to 100 real quick. Once I did that, I found out like 2 months ago that I'm allergic to all those things, that I have all this bacterial problem in my stomach. I've been taking things to kill all the bacteria in my stomach. The bacteria in my stomach is so bad I could have taken antibiotics for it, but we just believed that that would only make things worse and isn't the right solution, to do like herbal supplements and nutrient dense things instead. And then I completely changed my diet, which has obviously been extremely hard, especially because I'm in situations where I'm on set and we have catering and craft services and all that stuff. But finding that information out not only made me feel like finally there's something on a piece of paper that says this is something that's not totally normal. I was so relieved to like get a bunch of test results back and have things highlighted and things that I had to change, because, you know, growing up it was always like, we can't really find anything, there's a little bit off, but like whatever. And so I've cut all that stuff out of my diet. It's been super hard, like I said, and I've been trying to kill the bacteria in my stomach, and then I had to go on probiotics to fix the bacteria. You know, living in LA obviously makes it so much easier, and when I travel it's so miserable for me to travel because there's like nothing I can eat anywhere. Like, you'd be surprised how many things have sugar cane or milk products in them. It's disgusting and I hate it. And I'm someone who like loves food, so this is like not a fun thing for me at all, to the point where I've definitely like cheated. And I've noticed that when I do cheat, like for instance last weekend, I hadn't eaten dairy or anything in so long, and I had some pizza on Friday night, and I woke up on Saturday morning in excruciating pain. I literally got sick the next day, and now I've been sick for a week ever since I like had sugar and dairy. And it's just crazy because like your immune system is rooted from your stomach, your digestive system. And so when I have been growing up this whole time eating all these things that I'm allergic to and sensitive to, and not taking care of my gut, that has been so sick this whole time that it's not able to fight off the rest of the sicknesses, and which is why I'm so sick all the time. You might not be like deathly allergic to something, but you're sensitive to it and your body can't digest it. Your body can't function at its like highest capacity. And so I've probably been eating dairy. I mean, I know I've been eating dairy since I was really little, and that's probably what's been totally off balance. And it just proves that last weekend when I ate stuff I wasn't supposed to and that my body can't handle, I've been sick for a week now, and my body's been in excruciating pain, and I've been having flare-ups, and I've been having to take Advil, which I hate having to do. So it's crazy like that this has taken me literally 22 years. It might sound like, oh yeah, you like fixed it, but like I've literally been struggling with this for 22 years. How crazy is that? Food is medicine, and how living a healthy lifestyle, as much as it's like, yay, pizza's bae and like trendy and cool and whatever, it's like, it's not worth it. I can't describe to you how much better I feel mentally and physically when I figured out like what I was supposed to be eating, what I wasn't supposed to be eating, and then just like honestly eating cleaner. I'm still like constantly Googling like chocolate chip cookie recipes with like no sugar and no dairy in them, because like I need cookies in my life. But it's crazy looking back at how awful I felt all the time, how bloated I was, because my stomach was probably like dying in there trying to like figure it out. Now that I have all that figured out, I can really now start to focus on how to eat the right way and how to incorporate non-allergy sensitive foods into my life. I feel like finally everything makes sense. And I wanted to make this video just to maybe like shed a glimpse of hope for anyone with like chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic anything. I truly believe that like food sensitivity tests aren't offered from doctors like everywhere. They just don't do it, and I think that it's so messed up. I think it should be covered by insurance. I think that all doctors should do it, and I think everyone should get it done, because it has literally changed my life. Because you don't know how much money my family has spent and how many doctors have told me that there's nothing wrong with me, and yet I've still almost flunked out of high school I've probably taken my 5 times my body weight in Advil, have slept through so many things, have like not been able to function my best, not been able to feel my best, only made my depression worse, like everything. And it's all just because of food, because food is medicine. It's crazy. The food is what nourishes you and what fuels you. And if you're eating the wrong stuff and you're not taking care of your body, you're not gonna be able to function at your highest level possible. I just wanted to make a video kind of like opening up about like my health journey and basically explaining what's been wrong with me my whole life. 'Cause I feel like I've never made a video about it, and I'm like, sometimes will be like, oh, I have chronic pain, or like, oh, my immune system sucks. Now that I have some clarity on it, I feel more confident being open about it, and I'm just like sick and tired of people making fun of me. And it's none of you guys. I mean, maybe people will in the comments of this video because it's YouTube and that's what people do, and like that's why I don't read YouTube comments. But it's just, it's so annoying that people in my real life still like make fun of me to this day. It's just, I think it's just actually like screwed up. But like, those are the people you just don't need in your life. I'm so happy now that I have figured my stuff out. So like, I want to dedicate, you know, like my lifestyle and my brand and all that stuff to kind of like clean eating and figuring these things out and taking care of your body and feeling, you know, empowered and sexy and beautiful and strong and all those things that I don't think I ever felt growing up. You know, luckily I'm still young, thank God, and I'll only get better, and I'll only learn how to, you know, juggle my dietary needs better, because it's honestly really, really hard right now. I live a healthy lifestyle to feel good from the inside out, not just to feel good on the outside. Sick and tired of feeling awful. And so this is just like the beginning of kind of my journey, and I've been cooking again and figuring recipes out, and like I obviously am sharing a lot of the stuff on my app, because my app is very, very much lifestyle based, whereas my channel is more vloggy and just like comedy and lifestyle. But yeah, so I wanted to open up about this. I know it's a super rambly video. I don't even know if I covered everything I want to cover. I feel like what I do best is be honest, I guess, and I have no filter and tend to just tell you guys everything. And I feel like this is something I just have never talked about before and really wanted to talk about, because I am feeling better and I am figuring it out. And so once I start to see clarity, I feel more confident sharing parts of my life with you guys, and mean comments don't hurt me as much. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to tweet me them. I can do another video, and we'll definitely be doing so many posts on my app about, you know, healthy, fitness, lifestyle. That's all my app is about, obviously, and fashion and beauty and all that stuff. But yeah, so make sure to go check that out and subscribe to that, and subscribe to this channel. And I appreciate all your support. And if you're feeling bad or whatever, please don't give up. If you live in the middle of nowhere and you feel like you can't do it, I promise you, you can. It might suck, it might be hard, but there is so many resources around you. You just have to find them. So don't give up, because I never gave up, and it took me 22 years, but I figured it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.